I was not the sharpest pencil in the pack when I went to school. I was bullied through grade school and high school pretty good, and had no self-confidence. Didn't do well at all. But I used to go to the school library and I read every history book they had in there because I'm a history nut. And at the end of my schooling, I decided that I was going to get drafted anyway. So I enlisted in the Army. Now, you kind of picture 1964. I'm a white kid from a white neighborhood, and I end up down at Fort Knox in a squad bay of 50 guys from all over the country. Black guys, white guys, city people, country people. We had country people. We had people down there that dumber than a box of rocks. We had people that had college degrees. We had bigots. We had liberals. We had the whole mix. And we all had to learn to work together. And the first time in my life I ever had to work for a black guy was my drill sergeant Wright. And if you all saw Officer and a Gentleman, that was him. I mean, to me, I'm scared anyway. This guy comes in and he put the fear of God in us. He did not tolerate any BS. And so all we wanted to do was to make Drill Sergeant Wright the happiest man in the world. Because when he was angry, it's kind of like the old story, when Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. When Drill Sergeant Wright was not happy, everybody suffered. And we learned to work together. That the one thing I got out of the Army is all this stuff that we keep hearing. We all worked together in combat. Didn't matter where we were from, what color our skin was. The only thing that mattered was, can I trust you on ambush? Can I trust you on an observation post? When I'm out in the front taking care of the wants and needs of nature, can I trust you not to shoot me? And so when I got back from the Army, 4.5 years, I had learned a whole lot about getting along with people. And the Army basically gave me confidence. And a lot of people ask, how did you, what were you thinking when you earned the Medal of Honor? I wasn't thinking anything, because the training kicked in, and the core values that we are all raised with kicked in. When I went out and did that, that was my drill sergeant, that was the people that instructed, that was my mom and my dad, my aunts and my uncles. That gave me that moral compass that you put others first and yourself last. And that was kind of the thing that caused that to happen. So, a lot of what I did was the result of good parenting, good training. So I don't take the credit for a lot of this stuff because, as you guys know, when bullets are flying and bombs are going off, you don't have time to really think about, gee, if I run out there 50 meters, if you think that, you're not going to go. When I got back from the Army and I started working with the VA, I found that there are a lot of veterans that really need help, and that the VA is not your friend. As much as they say they are, they're not your friend. I found that as a Veterans Benefits Contra, they lowball you. So as far as your disability payments are concerned, if there's a choice between 10 and 30%, they'll give you 10. We call them guardians of the mint. And so when I left the VA to join the Vietnam Veterans Leadership Program and later the Attorney General's office, what I wanted to do in my practice with the AG's office was appeals to the Board of Veteran Appeals. That was my sole thing that I did for 20 years. I handled appeals. And I developed a very angry attitude when it came to the VA. We had some people that came in as secretaries of the Veterans Administration that had all the bells and whistles. But when they got to be secretary, all they could think of was just going along with the program and saving their butt. And I started to get really mad with veteran organizations because they were doing the exact same thing. Go along, get along. Folks, that can't go no more. We've got to be their worst nightmare if they're not taking care of our brothers and sisters and our kids. Because that's who's serving right now, is our kids and our grandkids. So that's pretty much what we've done. And then later on we decided to form this foundation, and they made me put my name on it. I didn't want to, but they said yes. And the first whispers, you listen. him look nice, but he's really mean.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sergeant Lynch, could you give a couple of facts that I heard on a radio interview you were given before you threw the first pitch out at the White Sox game about the number of people they've hired to help with the claims, and since they don't know what they're doing, the appeals that's
dear God,
and the 900-day or whatever.
What General Shinseki did is he decided that he was going to eliminate the backlog.
Yeah.
So what they did is they came out with what they call provisional ratings. So basically, I'm going to give you 100% provisionally. In a year or two, I may go back to that rating and say, oh, well, you're not really 100%, you're only 50. There's two things that can happen. I could create an overpayment, because if I retro that award date, I gave you 100% for 2 years when you ought it should have been 50. Or I could lowball you and give you 50% and hope you just go away. The other part of that is he created a ripple effect, because all these provisional ratings that were bad are now at the Board of Veteran Appeals. So appeals that used to take 3 years are taking 4, some 5. And when you add remands in, and what the VA loves to do is when they get a case, they don't want to decide it at the Board of Veteran Appeals, they'll remand it back. I've had cases that have had 4 remands. And each remand is like a year and a half in the making. We have rating specialists that come in, and because the pressure is on so much to get these claims done, not only are they making mistakes, but they're quitting because they can't stand the pressure. And there's no incentive to do good.
Okay, a great big, rousing thank you to Alan J. Lynch, Brother Ronald.